Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wendy's Way. Today, we're continuing our journey in my new journey. I think this video will be a continuation of one that I recorded shortly after my husband passed away. I think I talked about the bipolar nature of grief. And because it's been at least a week since I released a video, and I was talking to my family about it, and I've kind of realized that, it's still happening. The bipolar nature of grief. There are days that I feel utterly energized and excited for the day, and am able to, no matter what the obstacles, complete the projects and fulfill the commitments that I have made and that I've set out for myself. But in the past couple weeks, there have been more days when, because of the fact that I had surgery on my foot, it was corrective surgery. There was no emergency. It was elective. It corrected a lot of pain and issues in my foot. But I realized that I had gotten comfortable being, if you hear that funny noise in the background, it's one of my dogs nesting, trying to dig a hole in a pillowcase. Okay, so I gotten quite comfortable living alone and spending time by myself with just my fur babies. It's been 4 months since my husband passed, and I've come to enjoy time alone and the independent nature of being a widow. And that's been a wonderful thing. But up until I had the foot surgery, I was still physically capable to follow through on the decisions that I made, the commitments that I set before myself. I was probably emotionally hindered a little bit, but I wasn't physically hindered from doing the things that I wanted to do, beyond the normal level. My size hinders me from some things that I want to do, and I'm working on that. The arthritis and issues throughout my body have hindered me at times, and I'm working on that. So up until that point, it was just a little bit of emotional hindrance, which is normal and natural when in the grieving process. And when I had the surgery on my foot, it was something that we had scheduled. Bubba and I had scheduled it shortly after my surgery last year. Scheduled it at a time where I could have downtime. I don't have to be up and about. Didn't have to be up and about. To take care of things like blowing snow out of the driveway, shoveling snow off the deck for the little dogs, and the sidewalks for delivery and family members. And so I followed through because that was something that Bubba and I had scheduled, and I am determined to follow through on the things that he and I intended to happen, whether it was to the home or to me. And I didn't realize, I'm gonna cry. It's okay. I didn't realize how much it would remind me what an amazing caregiver my husband was. because last year I was laid up for likely twice as long as I will be for this surgery, because it was much more in depth. The doctor had to do so many more things and more issues, but living by myself is enjoyable when I'm physically capable without extreme pain to complete the household chores and, the other commitments that I've made. And for the first week, and anytime I have an appointment or something like that, my family is there. My sister and her husband were here when I had my surgery, and they cared for me so well. And my brother has become my chauffeur, and if I need anything, he'll run and get it for me. My best friend too, despite her disabilities, makes sure that if I need something from the store, she'll get it. She'll make sure it gets here. And there's a young man who is taking care of cleaning out my driveway and my walks and my step. But it's very hard. It's very hard to think about the fact that, I can't say, honey, would you just go get that for me? Yeah, I'm feeling okay. I could use an extra pillow. Oh, I left my glasses in the other room. I think you could knock out a little laundry. And he did the dishes anyway, regardless. So it's been a real big... Sorry. A real big reminder of just how awesome my husband was. What an incredible caregiver he was. It didn't matter what he felt like, because his health was not always great, obviously. And he had a much higher pain tolerance than I did, and his determination was incredible. Mine, not so much. But it didn't matter how he felt. If his wife needed something, didn't matter what it was, the silliest, craziest thing. If I desired his help, he was there. He treated me so well. He treated me so well. He loved me beyond my ability to comprehend how anyone could love me. Boy, I miss him. I still love living alone now. And when I get back on my foot, I have at least a week and a half to go on my knee scooter. I call it my wheelie bob. Week and a half on the wheelie bob. And boy, I can't wait, because it's hard not to be able to just get up and do something. I've gotten to the point where I'm good at maneuvering. Excuse me just a second. I'm in my nest. When you have surgery below the knee, which is the area that my podiatrist covers. Before surgery, you are instructed to build a nest. It's a different kind of nesting than when you're going to have a child, where you nest your entire house. This build your nest is set up a comfortable spot in your living room or somewhere that you have access to everything you might need. Make it comfortable, make it easily accessible with whatever device you're using to get around. Place within reach of yourself, everything from tissues to books, drinks, lotions, remote controls, pillows. Make it so that you don't have to get up often, because you aren't going to want to. Isn't that the truth? So, now that I've blubbered on camera again and I've, thrown my reality out there. Everybody needs to see reality now and then, don't they? It makes me feel better to put this out there. It's therapeutic for me to put this out there. So I'm hoping and praying that after I put this out there, maybe it'll get a little easier for the next week and a half for me to try to position myself so that I can do the dishes. Part of my issue is that to move around and to stand and do anything, I do have to bear my weight partially on my left knee, on a cushion, on the scooter. And my knees are arthritic, like most of the other joints in my body. And it hurts. I can spend part of my time, I'll put all my weight on my good foot. But then every now and then, you can't stand on one foot forever. And you have to straighten your hips. And you have to put your weight on your knee, on the knee pad. Because you can't sit down and do dishes. You can't sit down and do laundry. I guess you kind of could, but I don't have a wheelchair, and my little knee scooter is not the easiest little motivator. So that's part of my pain. I can do dishes, and I do dishes. I can do laundry, and I do laundry. And I have a lot of laundry to keep up with right now because it has been extremely cold outside. And until yesterday, my deck was piled pretty deep in snow. And so my dogs have been using their litter box closet more often than going outdoors. So that means laundry. Because I use fabric underpads. The style they use in nursing homes, with the fabric covered rubber backs and absorbent fabric on the front. So, that's a lot of bending over to the floor and so on. Anyhow, it's not that I can't do these things. And the independent part of me wants to say, what's wrong with you? Get up and get busy. Come on now. You promised these videos and you haven't made any. Come on now. I don't think that's the Lord. I don't think that's the Holy Spirit convicting me. I think that is the evil one trying to make me feel guilty for doing what I have to do to recover and ensure that I recover well and don't have more issues with the part of the body that I just had surgery on. I'm supposed to be seated all the time with my foot in the air. Well, with my foot off the floor. So, there. Now I've whined. Now I've put it out there. I've talked more about the bipolar nature of grief. But, I find it glorious that I have so many beautiful memories of the 20 years with Robert Allen Brooks as my husband. That, when a memory arises, I can cry about it just because it's such a beautiful memory. No negative memories come up. There were so few with him. He was perfect for me. At times he struggled with the world and the rest of the world, or some other people in the world, but for me, he was it. He was my soulmate. Miss him a lot. A young man shared a memory today on Facebook with Bubba's photograph. The Senior Friends Ministry through our church was a group of people who enjoyed playing music, and most every week would go to a different nursing home and play for the residents, both in the care center and in the assisted living, and they loved it. The people who made the music loved it. The people who heard the music loved it. Even if they didn't love the music, they loved the fact that someone came and offered of their time and their talent to, entertain or at least show them that they have value. And that made me cry too, but it was awesome. A picture of Bubba in his hair hat that has become my Christmas tree topper. He had a hat that has fake fur on the top, so it looks like spiky blonde hair, like that one famous chef on the Food Network. That's what it looked like, with a camouflage bill on the hat, so it looked like he had spiky blonde hair and was wearing a camouflage visor. And he was wearing that when he was playing at the nursing home. What an awesome memory. I'm going to shut this down now because I've been talking too long and my battery's getting low. So I thank you all for joining me once again. Once again, I apologize for my appearance, but this is my reality. And sometimes you just have to throw the reality out there instead of what you think the world needs to see. If it's not reality, you don't always have to have a powdered nose and pink shiny lips and fancy hair. So, thank you for joining me at Wendy's Way. I do appreciate every moment that you spend with me. And I pray that you'll subscribe and you'll like my videos, give them a thumbs up, and share them if you see fit, if you think anybody else would like to see them. So, may the good Lord, who blesses me each and every day of my life, beyond all comprehension, bless you as well, today and always. Amen.